we will wait for some of you to jump on. It is a gloomy Monday. Just to kind of recap, I don't know if you guys saw the last video from our last Mondays at the Manor, but we are actually going to be doing these every 2 weeks now. So if you jumped on last week, we apologize. We weren't skipping out, we weren't missing it. We're actually going to do these every 2 weeks now, so keep that in mind. So our next guest won't be for another 2 weeks. But thank you all for joining us on this gloomy Monday. We hope this brightens up your day. But without further ado, yes, cold day, we have Shaya from Stella Florist. Would you like to give a little mini intro?
Sure, I'm Shaya Sherwood, and I'm the lead designer at Stella Event Design. Stella has been in business for about 3 years. I've been in business for 11 years. I've been there, this is my first season, and we just had our first wedding last weekend, so yay! Wedding season is
officially official. Yes. I don't know, I always spirit fingers.
I know, it was like
I always have to make the guest feel special. And our first wedding is actually this weekend, so yay! we're heading into
it's official.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah. So when did you become a florist?
That's a loaded question. I was kind of a late bloomer.
Okay. Oh, see what you did there.
I see what I did there. I was probably about 10 or 11 years ago. There was an ad in the paper, and it said needed a designer, no requirements, and I started and totally fell in love with it. Mm-hmm. Now, I did get my fingers a little wet, or my toes, or whatever you get wet, when I was in high school. Okay. I worked for a local florist, and I did all the grunt jobs. Really? I did the bucket cleaning. I did the cleaning of the cooler. I did the deliveries. So I kind of had a little in, and I really liked it then. So fast forward almost 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
So I've been going at it for about 11 years. This is my 11th season.
So, okay, I always throw in questions because I always get intrigued. What is your favorite part about being a florist? Because you've been doing this for such a long time. I mean...
Well, that's a good question. My favorite part is weddings. Yeah. And so that's why I joined in with Stella, because Stella is an event and wedding only florist. Okay. We only do events and weddings. So we do have a minimum to cover that basis, but... weddings, definitely.
Yay, that's always fun. So what are some things that you must overcome as a florist? And I know that is a loaded question, but you know, for our viewers, some of our couples, if you're looking into hiring a florist, or you're kind of indifferent about if you want to go with a florist, what are things that you guys have to overcome to make sure that you guys are, you know, fulfilling that?
Well, there's a few different things. One is like the DIY brides and the Costco's and the online. Yeah. I'm a big advocate for local. Touch base with that person. Interact with an actual person. I just had an interaction with a florist last weekend, and somebody came in that Saturday. It was the day of the wedding, and they had ordered online, and the flowers were horrible. Boutonnieres and corsages were half dead. There were water picks on them still, and so they still had like lengths on them, and she revamped them. She sent them out and made new customers. Wow. So I would say the biggest thing is the misconception of how easy it is. That anybody can do it. Anybody can do it, but not everybody can do a good job. Right. Overcoming, my hands are always dirty, so I have to just get past the fact, and my family get past the fact, I have dirty nails and hands all the time. So,
get over it.
Get over it. Yeah, get over it all the time. So you've got the everyday of dealing with people. Yeah. So I can talk to a wall, so I'm okay.
Awesome. So let's talk seasons. Okay. So couples may want a specific flower, plant, etc. Whatever they're looking for their wedding. What is not in season? So we're heading into summer right now. Let's talk about that. So if you are even planning for 2020, this will be helpful for you.
Sure. There is a misconception of seasons. They're not flowers don't have the same seasons as we do in Michigan.
Right. Especially like a day like today.
Right, it's May. We would think peonies.
Yeah.
We would think, well, all of the peonies right now are not even, almost barely even budded.
Yeah.
So the misconception is I want flowers that are in season right now. Well, where in the world right now are those flowers in season is my issue. I'm getting flowers from Ecuador. I'm getting flowers from the Netherlands. I'm getting flowers from South Africa. I'm getting flowers from California.
Wow.
So I can get you any flowers you want at any time of the year, pretty much. The only thing is the quality and the cost. So it's a loaded question.
Yeah.
You know, I keep saying that, but majority of the time, I can get you anything you want.
Yeah.
Maybe not exactly, but I can get a look-alike.
Absolutely.
And that's the cool thing with flowers.
Yeah.
I may not be able to get you peonies, but I can do something else that's going to give you that same look.
Okay, so then to follow up with that, so what are some trends in flowers or florals that you're seeing right now for summer?
Greens, and more greens.
Yeah.
Foliage. A lot of very rustic, streamlined. Yeah. You know, not over the top arrangements. Yeah. Not. Brides are wanting more simplistic. Okay. This weekend's wedding, she literally had mixed greens all the way around her tables. Her bridesmaids carried bouquets of mixed greens. Her bouquet did have white peonies in it. White peonies. Those were left over from. And so, but greens.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're loving greens right now.
Awesome. And we will point this out. She did bring this for us today to look at. It's on a little pedestal behind us, but definitely you can get a nice look of it. Ooh, so pretty. So how did you decide, or like how do you decide what flowers you want for your wedding? Is there a particular thing you should be looking at? Should you be looking at the season, or should you be looking at trends? What can you give advice on that?
For me personally, what I look at when somebody comes to me is I get to know them. Right. I want to see their Pinterest page. Love-hate relationship with Pinterest. I know we all have it. But
I think that's every wedding vendor.
I think it is too. But like all of a sudden you're sidetracked. Right. But I like to see the whole, not just your wedding page. Yeah. Like what you like to wear, what you like to do,
awesome.
What you
I've
like.
I've never heard that. I really like that.
Because to get to know that person gives me little. I looked at a girl's last year, and her and her fiance had met, and they go and they tour different breweries.
Oh, that's fun.
And so my suggestion was, and they had these, but never thought of it. Yeah. The growlers and the crawlers that they got at each venue. Yeah. Well, they put them on the different tables, and we put flowers in them, so it was a part of that.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
That's for me.
Absolutely love that.
And I always tell girls and guys, couples, that who cares what everybody else thinks? Yeah. You know, do what you like.
It's about you.
Do the colors you like. You know, if you want to do an Elvis theme,
roll with it.
Let's do it and go for it. Yeah. If you love the color yellow, let's mix in some pops of other colors maybe, but let's just go for it. Yeah. So getting to know the bride, I think, is important.
I love that you said that. And I think that's the main message too with all these vendors that we've been meeting with over time, even though they've been different vendors and are coming from different industries, is do what feels right to you. Each vendor is, I think we all align with that same mindset. It's about you and your day. So
the end of the day,
it's about you.
Make it about them.
Absolutely. So how do you decide to go with a florist? Because I know we kind of touched base earlier, if they're deciding, well, I don't know if I want a florist, or maybe I can afford a florist. And you kind of made some great points already, but how do they make the plunge to say, okay, I'm ready?
Get to know them. I kind of alluded to a hairdresser.
Oh, yeah.
You know, see what they do, you know. Not everybody's going to like the same hairdresser. Not everybody's going to like the same florist. Right. And that's probably one thing to overcome. You have thick skin. It's not about me. It's about what they want and what they like. And maybe they don't like my style. Right. But I would say, how long have they been in business? That would be, if they've only been in business for 3 weeks, there might be a question, Right. Do they have a reputation? Do they, is other people saying good things about them? The things that you need to decide. I know a lot of people like to do things yourself. I'm for it. That's fine. but it's time consuming. So do you want to be spending that time in a room with dirty hands, wet hands, cleaning up a mess? Do you want your mom to be doing it? Mom loves to do flowers. Maybe my mom will do it.
Right.
It's time consuming.
Yeah, and I think Prudy and I even talked about it a couple segments ago. The things that you don't like to do, hand that off to somebody else.
Absolutely.
Don't sit there and try to arrange something that you may not even connect with, because you're just going to drive yourself crazy.
You always have friends and families like, hey, is there anything I can do it? And even if it's a small something, an aunt or a grandma or something, let them do it. They'll let them have joy in doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Flowers don't always come in the same way they go out.
Okay.
When I get my flowers in, a lot of people are like, I want the flowers that came in today.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Right.
I would never give anybody flowers that came in today, because a lot of my flowers are dry packed.
Okay.
So they haven't been in water for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
They're completely tight and closed. They haven't opened yet.
That's actually really good to know too.
That time consuming issue, you don't realize that sometimes I have to get flowers in the Wednesday prior to the week of the wedding to get them open.
Wow.
So
that's really good to know, ladies. I definitely, and gentlemen, take that into consideration when you're going to your florist. And okay, so let's go to that. What are key questions, because we talked about the experience, what are key questions they should ask a florist? As far as in types of styles, is there styles? Like, do you guys have specific styles?
Yeah. I like greenery.
Okay.
I like mine a little fuller. There are some florists that are very streamlined, that are very not meticulous, minimalist.
Okay.
So yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I personally think that a good florist is well-rounded, that they can do any style. There might be something they lean towards.
Yeah, everyone has their little niche. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's hear your packages offered at Stella. So you said that you just jumped on board, but they've been around forever. So if somebody's not familiar, with Stella, and what are things that you guys are bringing to the table this season?
Well, the cool thing about Stella is we don't have any packages.
Okay.
Everything we do is custom made, personalized for each wedding.
Yeah.
If you want us to do just your reception, great, we'll do just your reception.
Good to know.
If you want us to do just the ceremony, and it's kind of a la carte, basically. We can do whatever. You contact us, I'll send you out a questionnaire that's got a ridiculous amount of questions in it, that things you've probably not even thought of, which is good.
Yeah.
Fill that out, get it back to me, and I can send you a free quote.
Awesome.
I can come up with some ideas. Let me know how pinpointed you are to what you want. Send me pictures. I love pictures. I love give me an idea of where you're going.
Send her your Pinterest.
Yes. It's funny because I had a bride one day and she was embarrassed to show me her Pinterest page. She goes, it is all over the map. I said, those are ones I really kind of like, because I can be able to kind of bring things in, and they're like, oh, that makes sense now.
Wow. That's awesome.
And so that's kind of fun.
Absolutely. And then, is there anything specific? I mean, you said you guys don't have packages, but is there anything specific in your offerings that some of our viewers?
In our offerings, if you book with Stonegate, we will give you a free bridal bouquet up to $200, and free delivery.
Awesome.
And so, if you book with Stonegate and then get a hold of me and say, our wedding's at Stonegate, and I talked to Jen, I will absolutely positively offer that for your guests.
Yay, thank you. So if you make sure you guys write that down, because that's a fantastic offering. And is there any last thoughts, anything in regards to, booking a florist, anything that, couples should be aware of when they're deciding and, getting their flowers?
Bridesmaid dresses. This is an odd thing, but if you have bridesmaids, make sure you have those dresses, and at least one of them has bought the dress first. If you have confirmed that that's what you're using, because then you're not going to divert in your colors, you're not going to divert, maybe just a little, but you've got an idea of what direction you're going. I've had brides before come to me and say, well, we're deciding, we don't really know the bridesmaid dresses, but this is what I want for flowers. And then they've come up with bridesmaid dresses that don't even come close to, and then so you have to revamp. So that's something that's nice for me.
Right.
But I would say make sure you have your bridesmaid dresses pinpointed first before you go to a florist.
That's good. That's good advice. I don't think people think about that very often. And I think too, with a lot of the trends going on, because a lot of bridesmaids are doing, you know, different colored dresses. Absolutely. They're not even going with the same colored dress anymore. They're going, you know, one's in blue, one's in purple, one's in pink, and it's beautiful. It looks beautiful. So keep that in mind too. You know?
Or the same shades of colors, but all their own.
They're very pretty. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who's hopped on today. And again, get a hold of Shaya with Stella Event Design. And I'm so glad you came and visited us in this beautiful arrangement.
I will put a link or something in there and get a hold of us, our website.
Absolutely.
And our phone number.
Once we upload this video, we will have the contact information for you guys. And thank you. And wedding season is here. Yay! All right, you guys have a great Monday, and hopefully the cold and gloom doesn't get you down too sad. But we will be back in 2 weeks. All right, everybody, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your week.